Willkommen zurück zu Fire Emblem. Wir müssen jetzt eigentlich nur den da besiegen. Gwenda, dann haben wir eigentlich gewonnen, aber er ist ein sehr, sehr starker Dude, wie man sieht. Einfach wird's nicht, aber okay.
I am Gwendol, the Grey Lion, a knight by the hand of Count Rowe. Do your worst.
Wie du willst. Ist er stark, hoffentlich war das kein Fehler. Dimitri, Shamir, ausrücken.
Eventually I too will fall.
Okay, der Langspeer ist zersprochen, aber ich habe noch einen. Shamir, der gehört dir. Yeah.
Feels good to fight for a cause.
As expected.
Aber jetzt werden Dimitri und Shamir in dieser blöden Lava schaden. Ich glaube, Hanamaru wird draufgehen. Und eine neue Bedingung ist dazu gekommen. Rodrigue, der darf nicht draufgehen. Okay, gucken wir weiter. Okay, Gil versucht den da zu besiegen. Aber der ist wirklich robust. Felix, du hilfst ihm Max mehr Druck. Sylvain, Mercedes, ihr geht hoch. Die werden jetzt leider auch Schaden nehmen. Ich hasse diese Lava. Und Kesslin, die kommt leider nicht an diesen Typen daran. Ja. Kesslin unterstützt Shamir und Dimitri. Okay. Ja, sie wird rausgehen. Grandma, du Drecksack. Aber sie hat richtig viel Schaden bei dem Drecksack gemacht. Und er haut ab. Grandma, damit kommst du nicht durch.
Planning their numbers.
Dimitri, Shamir, der gehört euch.
Also.
Durchhalten will. Ich sehe, was dieser Gwendol vorhat. Der will auf Rodrigue losgehen. Du heizt ihn? Wie kannst du es wagen? Rodrigue, mach aber keine Blödheiten. Aber er ist stark. Aber Gwendol auch. Und eine Dude hat ihn geheilt, das finde ich mal wieder gar nicht cool. Set fest, mach ihn dafür fertig. Ist der stark, ich hasse diesen Typen. Dimitri? Der kommt auch nicht ran. Also. Dieser fast tot, die Dings. Shamir, du heilst dich. Der Drecksack hat es auf Rodrigue abgesehen, ich weiß es ganz genau. Oh, was machen wir jetzt? Den da hätte es echt nicht gebraucht. Oh. Die andere Hanamaru hat sich fast für nichts geopfert. Okay, du bist auch zum Heilpunkt. Mercedes, du heilst. Felix? Mercedes, er kommt gegen diesen Assi nicht an. Das ist so... Oh. Könnte ich doch nur den Kerl dort besiegen. Den da, genau, du bist gemeint. Okay, wir schaffen das. Ja, ich bin leider noch ein bisschen erkältet. Schafft Dimitri es? Ich glaube nicht, der ist wirklich stark.
I am and always have been a knight of House Rowe.
Dimitri! Dimitri!
You are nothing but a lowly beast scavenging for scraps. You have forgotten the dignity of knighthood. I may be lowly, but this beast is devoted to his master.
Then I had better kill the pet and deliver its head to that master.
Der Osche ist stark! Dimitri!
Eventually, I too will fall.
Du wirst ja nicht fallen, Kumpel. Und du heilst ihn wieder. Oh, damit war die Meteoraktion umsonst. Okay, Caswin ist noch da. Vielleicht schafft sie was. Vielleicht kann Caswin was beißen, das glaube ich aber weniger. Der ist so arschig. Ich hasse diesen Vandal. Der Dude muss weg. Der heilt ihn immer, das finde ich gar nicht cool. Ja, du bist gemeint, Freundchen. Tschüss.
I won't hold back.
Nice Cass.
Even if I die.
Und dann Strategen irgendwas.
Hunt them like beasts.
Der ist so arschig, ich hasse diesen Vandal. Aber wir schaffen es, wir sind ein Team. Okay, der ist gelähmt. Gut.
Stay vigilant.
Nice, Shamir, du schaffst es. Sieg ist unser.
So I have found a place to die. Young ones, I thank you.
No problem.
It is the way of knights to follow their master's orders without argument. Lord Grendel was a good man. Now he is just a corpse, nothing more. Let's go. Rodrigue is waiting for us.
Dimitri wäre fast gestorben. Und das wäre sein erstes Mal gewesen. Dimitri, der ist noch nie draufgegangen.
It's been too long, Your Highness. But try to temper your joy, will you? This is a war, after all. To say such a thing at a time like this. You have not changed one bit. Don't let looks deceive you. I've had a rough go of it ever since I crossed blades with those traitors in Ferdiad. When I heard you'd been executed, I rushed there as fast as I could, blind with fury. When I got there, I was fed some garbage about not being able to see your body. The next thing I knew, I was gripping my blade and... Gilbert, you have done well to locate His Highness. I am truly grateful. And you. I have you to thank as well.
Wir können uns alle glücklich schätzen, ehrlich gesagt.
We are in your debt. I will repay you for this someday, I swear it. And you, Felix. You have also done well to bring His Highness here. Tell us all.
Gesprächig wie immer.
I'm afraid there's not much to tell. You are aware that the western region of the kingdom was taken by the Empire, correct? Yes, so I have heard. They are now calling it the Fargus Dukedom, or some nonsense. If you know that much, then the rest won't take long. Enemy or not, it's undeniable that Cornelia's plan was nothing short of genius. After seizing power, she invited the Imperial army to Ferdiad. There she reorganized her troops and then sent soldiers to hunt me down. Because of that, we were forced to act defensively, and now we're being forced into a difficult battle. She's been controlling the situation all along. So that's been the witch's plan from the start. I should have killed her ages ago. Your Highness, Ferdiad is in a terrible state right now. The tyranny is unbearable, and so the rebellions are endless. Refugees starve to death in the streets. If I may speak freely, Your Highness, we should change course for Ferdiad and take down those traitors before we embark to Enbar.
There's no time for that. We must annihilate Enbar before all else.
Think this through. I understand wanting to destroy the Empire and the Emperor. I want that so much it hurts. But which is more important, the dead or the living?
Silence! No, Dmitri. You will hear me out. Are you asking me? Asking the dead to forgive that woman?
No, I would not ask that of you. What I am asking is that you allow us to prioritize the kingdom capital over the imperial capital for now. As Lambert's close and trusted friend, I am confident that he would have advised the same.
Do not dare to put words in the mouths of the dead. They are your words alone, even if you borrow their lips. Until I offer up that woman's head, Father will remain a slave to his lingering regret and hatred. Even now he suffers. It is ceaseless. As we waste time with idle chatter, his suffering continues.
You are my king, our king. Wherever you lead, we will follow. But Your Highness, there are those who take up their sword in the name of revenge, and yet along the way, lose the strength and composure to follow through. You do well to bear that in mind. I nearly forgot. Take this, Your Highness. The time has come for it to be wielded by its true master.
Eretvar, the hero's relic once wielded by my father.
The very same. I managed to steal it back from one of Cornelia's underlings in Ferdiad.
And as stated as ever, Father. It must have been a true struggle to get it back.
I am grateful, my friend. Gilbert, Professor, may I request something of you? I wish to fight at your side.
Senile already, old man? Who will protect our territory?
I expected it would come to this, so I left those matters to my younger brother. He has my complete faith. I must keep my promise to our fallen king, to my dear friend.
Was für ein Versprechen?
A very old. I swore it nearly 10
Ja,
years ago.
diese Erkältung mal wieder. Echt
Now then, Your
nervig, aber okay.
Highness, let's destroy the Empire together. My men and I will spare no effort. I pray that you are right, and that this will save the kingdom.
Cool, Dimitri hat ein neues Schwert.
Our orders are to capture Enbar by striking the enemy's stronghold directly. How familiar are you with the geography of Fodlan?
Nicht allzu vertraut.
The kingdom and the empire are separated by the impassable Ogma Mountains. Legend has it that Saint Seros once crossed over those mountains to fight against the fell king Nemesis. But don't fool yourself. Leading a large army over such steep mountains would be near impossible. In order to infiltrate the empire, we have no choice but to go around the mountains, either to the east or to the west.
Und ist diese Entscheidung jetzt relevant? Ich sag Osten.
Yes, I agree. The alliance is currently split in two. Those who stand with the Empire and those who are against it. Leading the Imperial faction is House Gloucester, while House Regan leads those who oppose. We should take advantage of their internal conflict and proceed east along the mountains until we reach the Great Bridge of Murden in Alliance territory.
Und warum dorthin?
The Aramid River divides Alliance and Empire territory. There are many large bridges that cross it. However, the Great Bridge of Murden is by far the largest, and it is also closest to the monastery. I believe you crossed that bridge 5 years ago on your journey to the battle of the Lion.
Aber es ist riskant.
I'm afraid we have no other option. This is our only hope. Perhaps our next move should be to contact House Regan and request their cooperation.
Glaubt ihr, sie werden uns beistehen?
Claude of House Regan is the leader of the Alliance and is firmly against the Empire. They are the enemy of our enemy. In other words, hopefully, a friend.
Are you suggesting that we ask House Regan to engage the Gloucester soldiers?
I am.
If we take the bridge, then House Gloucester will no longer be able to receive support from the Empire. There's no way a man as wise as Claude would refuse our request.
And once we manage to capture the Great Bridge and gain a foothold into the Empire,
then we cross Gloucester Field and head south toward Enbar.
But if we get attacked from both sides, we'll have to fight people from the Alliance, won't we?
Speaking of House Gloucester, I wonder how Lawrence is holding up. If we meet him again, it will probably be as enemies. To be honest, I'd rather avoid seeing him altogether.
If you do not wish to kill familiar faces, do not tarry over the corpses of the dead.
Good advice.
Prepare yourselves. It is time to steel your souls for the task at hand.
Was auch immer du sagst, Dimitri. Was auch immer du sagst. Er ist echt ein bisschen aggro geworden. Und damit meine ich sogar sehr aggro. Okay, neues Kapitel.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Lone Moon. The rose-colored river.
Der rosenfarbene Fluss.
The Kingdom Army meets with Rodrigue in Elel, the Valley of Torment. With the strength of House Valdarius on their side, the time to invade the Empire is finally at hand.
Okay. Das war jetzt kurz und knackig. Mhm. Und ich glaube, wir kommen langsam dem Ende des Spiels zu. Langsam aber sicher. Denke ich mal.
even though it's in ruins, in some strange way, this monastery never truly changes, does it? I studied at the Officers' Academy when I was young. Those memories come rushing back whenever I return.
Hmm?
What are you doing here at this hour anyway?
Ich kann nicht schlafen.
It's the same for me. Perhaps you'll allow me to join you. Much appreciated. I keep recalling my eldest son. He was quite gifted. In fact, he was appointed a knight at the age of 15. I still vividly remember the day he was granted a sword from His Majesty.
Euer Sohn, ist
Dead. He was killed 9 years ago in Duska. All that returned to him that day were his sword and his armor. After it happened, I said something horrible to Felix. He's hated me ever since. And I don't blame him. No matter how much you grieve, the dead will never return. No magic in the world can bring them back. That's why their memory clings to the living like a curse. The more they were loved, the tighter their hold, the more suffering they cause. I fear I am not a strong enough man to scold His Highness for his foolishness.
Ich weiß, wie euch zumute ist.
Since this war began, we've seen countless generals, soldiers, and citizens die. It never gets easier. Professor, I entrust the young prince and the future of Fargus to you.
Das kommt unerwartet.
I suppose that was a dramatic way of putting it. apologies.
Ist da halt
That I
meine
have
Füße
no
im
intention of
Hintergrund. Ja,
insisting
wunderbar.
you take back Furiat. All I ask is that you continue to rein in Dimitri's manic desire for revenge. Now then, we have received House Regan's consent. All that's left is for us to depart. If we make it through Gloucester territory and across the Great Bridge of Murden, we'll be in Empire territory. You are not afraid, are you?
Ein wenig.
No need to worry. Don't you underestimate the power of my soldiers. I'm glad you were the one to lead the Blue Lion House, Professor. I mean that.
Boah, das war emotional. Der Ernst hat seinen ältesten Sohn verloren. Ein Choralsänger. Ich bin dabei.
My song
Mit Zeppes und Ingrid. Okay.
Regardless of the quality, this is a good chance for us to prove our solidarity.
Ash möchte was. Aber sicher, ich hab Zeit. Für Ash auf jeden Fall.
Hey, Professor, did I ever tell you what happened with that thief?
Nein, noch nicht.
I went after him, and I did manage to catch up, but
Er ist dir dann doch noch entwischt?
oh no, I captured him easily. I'm pretty quick on my feet, you know. But I decided not to make him pay for the book. My pockets were pretty empty after that incident, if you want to know the truth. Oh, what happened was, when I caught him, I asked him why he stole the book. He said he thought it would fetch a good price, and that he really needed the money. He had a sick kid and couldn't pay for medicine.
Also, dass er viel zu jung war, um schon Kinder zu haben.
No, maybe you're right. But if you really did have a sick child, that would be a matter of life and death. A little money is nothing compared to that. I'd rather believe a lie than risk someone's life if I'm wrong. And to be completely honest, there was a time when I wasn't so different from him.
Du warst mal ein Dieb?
It was a long time ago, and I've put all that behind me now. But yes, I was. My parents died of illness, so I had to provide for my little brother and sister. I did my best to earn money for them legitimately, but I wasn't able to bring home enough. So I turned to thieving. From people on the streets, from shops, even from soldiers. I knew it was wrong, but seeing my brother and sister's smiling faces made me too happy to stop.
Ich kann mir kaum vorstellen, wie das gewesen ist.
I really regret that part of my life. I was stupid. But shortly after I turned 9, I crept into a local noble's mansion, aiming to steal whatever I could get my hands on. The noble had all sorts of valuables, but what really caught my eye was a book with a fancy cover. That book was Lug and the Maiden of Wind. The knight in the illustrations was so impressive I just couldn't tear my eyes away.
Erzähl weiter.
You probably see where this is going. Moments after I grabbed the book, I was caught in the act by the noble. And that noble was none other than Renato. But Renato was incredibly kind. Without asking any questions, he gave me the book. And money, too. When I told him I couldn't read, he invited me into his mansion, along with my brother and sister. He taught me how to read, personally. So, with the thief I caught in town, I was trying to do the same thing. To be like Renato. I want to make up for the bad things I've done. To leave this world better than I found it. That's why, even if it wasn't easy on my pockets, I'm proud to say I helped him.
Bist du dir sicher, dass du das Richtige getan hast?
I know what you're trying to say. My contribution probably won't change much. And it's not like I have the money to help everyone who's suffering from poverty. Even so, I can't bear to stand by and do nothing. What else could I have done, Professor?
Ja, das ist das Problem, wenn man wenig Geld hat, da wird man schnell zum Dieb. Armut wünsche ich eigentlich niemandem. Er kann jetzt ein Erzlord werden, der Dimitri. Cool.
A new power. I won't squander it.
Okay, wir haben auch Unterstützungsgespräche. Zuerst Felix und Settes.
May I help you, Seti? Finally noticed me, I see. Good to see that you are so dedicated to your training. Do you have need of my sword? No, this is not a military matter. I would like to discuss the distance you seem to be keeping from the others. Distance? I don't follow. I have noticed that you like to keep others at arm's length, and in most cases, quite a bit further. Keeping a close eye on me. They don't share my values, that's all. Is that why you train alone? Because your friends do not share your values? You seem displeased. I suppose you're going to tell me, to defeat your enemies you must have dependable allies. That's not exactly how I would phrase it, but having good relationships with your allies is essential in combat. I am sure you realize that it is easier to bond with people when you interact with them more. There are limits to what one person can do alone. Great things cannot be achieved without allies. You sound like my father. You're saying it's in my own interest to make friends? To put it simply, yes. As much as you possibly can. To be honest, I envy you, because I know what it is like to not have many people to call friends. I wouldn't have guessed that. There are so many devout believers. I am talking about friends. People to speak with on equal terms. You have many friends here. You should take care to attend to them. I'll consider your advice, but I'm not usually one to change my mind. To be young.
Ach, Settes, so alt bist du mir auch wieder nicht. Aber wie alt ist Settes? Aber gut, als nächstes haben wir Gilbert und Annette.
Father! Father! Why do you pretend not to recognize me?
Annette,
I've been looking everywhere for you. Please stop treating me like a stranger. I can't bear it. Father, wait! How long will you keep avoiding me like this?
I have lost the right to face you or your mother.
This has nothing to do with rights. My family. I'm your daughter.
Indeed, you are my daughter. Yet I am no father. I am only a fool who abandoned his family.
You really think it was foolish to abandon us?
I do.
Then the least you can do is apologize. I'm fine, but Mother deserves as much. I finished my studies at the School of Sorcery and the Officers' Academy. I have a busy and satisfying life now. But Mother, she's waited for you to return all this time, living under my uncle's roof.
I am sorry, Annette.
I've already told you. Don't say that to me. Apologize to Mother. Let her see your face.
That I cannot do. I know you do not understand, but it is the way of things. As for you, Annette, say the word, and I will disappear from your life forever. For now, though, I must return to my duties.
Father, how could you be so cruel?
Boah, das ist so emotional. Die tun mir beide leid. Jetzt haben wir noch Settes und Catherine.
How are you, Catherine? You look well enough.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Never better.
That is good. I cannot help but be concerned, given your tendency toward incautious behavior. While boldness can be a virtue, I do hope you will bear in mind that recklessness is not. A moment's negligence can lead to a mortal wound for even the most skilled fighter.
You worry too much. If they saw me in action, the wounds themselves would cower.
That is precisely the attitude that worries. Especially given your history. You have been gravely injured before, as you no doubt recall.
Me? Gravely injured? When did that happen?
You mean you have forgotten? It was during your days as a student at the Officers' Academy. There was an excursion, a monster hunt. You charged ahead and left your fellow students behind. You ended up alone and surrounded. You almost died. Do you truly not remember?
Are you sure? All I remember is cutting down monsters left and right.
That is true enough, but you nearly bled to death in the aftermath. The Archbishop was so concerned for your life that she tended your wounds personally.
Oh! That was when that happened! Finally! It all fits together. Lady Rhea looking after me. Now that I remember clearly. That was the first time she ever spoke to me. I was lying on the ground, caked in mud, and she gently picked me up and even stroked my hair. The emotions were so overpowering that they must have just cleared away my memory of the whole incident. So it was during the monster hunt. Thanks, Edith. That's been bothering me for ages.
That is not quite why I brought it up.
Come to think of it, Lady Rhea hasn't healed me since then. We've got to find Lady Rhea, and then maybe someday she'll honor me like that again.
Okay, dann fehlen noch Settes und Ingrid.
Is something troubling you, Ingrid?
Oh, Seta. You seem to have caught me when I thought nobody was around.
Perhaps I can help, if you would like to share.
I wouldn't want to bother you with my trivialities.
I will not pry, of course. But if you keep it to yourself, no one will be able to help you.
That's true. It's regarding my father.
Count Galatea. I have met him once or twice.
Well, you have likely heard that House Galatea's financial situation is precarious. Many regions of Fargus are harsh and infertile, but our lands are especially so. There were several years of fruitless harvest. It nearly ruined us. We could barely feed our troops. Then I was born bearing a crest, after generations bore none. Suddenly my family hung its future on me. My father had hopes that with my crest, I'd be married into a noble family, and that House Galatea's financial troubles would be a thing of the past.
Ah, I see. And the other house would benefit from the addition of your crest-bearing blood. It seems to me you have suffered much for the misfortune of being born with a crest.
I beg your pardon?
I know crests are highly valued, but they are also a burden. My feelings are mixed.
You truly think so? That you were so devoted to the goddess. I'm surprised to hear you say such a thing.
Perhaps one day I will expound upon my opinion of crests in greater detail with you. For now, let it suffice to say that whether or not you bear one is secondary to your identity. You are a person, first and foremost. And you should be permitted to grow as a person, crest or not.
I agree. Thank you for listening.
If you ever wish to discuss this again, consider me available whenever you please.
Thank you so much.